Hello everybody, God bless you. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've been really sick. I went to my first chemo maybe 6 days ago, 5 days ago, somewhere around there, and I had a horrible time getting through it. It's getting harder, as I've said in previous videos, it's getting harder to go through it each time I have to do it. And unfortunately, with what's been going on, I've been falling out of remission about every 3 years. And it's maybe, I think the most I got was 4 one time. So it's just been clockwork since I've been diagnosed with this illness. It's just been, you know, every few years, back to infusion, back to the chemo lab department. So anyways, it is what it is. Of course, you know, we all know what's going on in the country. We know the absolute division that's happening because of the election. I, for one, do not believe for 1 minute that it's over. Just because the media claims Joe Biden's the president, the media don't pick the president. The states that are up in contention are not giving the electorals to Biden. And without them, he's not president. So it doesn't matter. And I'm not going to talk about all that. You guys have heard all of the ins and outs, I'm sure, over the last 3 or 4 days. You know, you've seen what's happened with them not allowing the Trump's people in to count the ballots, which they're legally allowed. So, I mean, there's so much going on. I do want to say this. I still feel that in the end, Donald Trump will get his second term, because I believe it's just too much. There's too many things that happened, like closing the polls in the middle of the night in those states that just happened to turn around for Biden. Things like hundreds of thousands of ballots come in, not one for Trump, 115,000 for Biden. That's statistically impossible. But I'm not going to, I mean, that's enough. I'm not going any further with that. But I want to talk about God, and maybe Trump loses. Maybe this is the direction this country's going in. I firmly believed, and I still believe, that it's not going to happen. But you know what? God can change his mind. He can change directions because of the way America is, the way it's progressing towards, you know, normalizing all of these abominations. All of these perversions are now being normalized, and you have Joe Biden saying he's going to pass a law that parents children up to 7 years old can have sex changes. Of course, their parents would be the ones that would do it. My friends, I don't care if you believe in God. Well, I do care if you believe in God. I shouldn't have said it that way. I do care if you believe in God. But let me put it this way. The thing is, any person has to realize that that's not a normal thing to do to a child of 4, 3. I mean, it's up to 7. So it could be a 1-year-old. It could be 9-month-old baby. It could be a, 6-year-old child. That's not normal. That is ungodly. When God gave the ability for man and woman to procreate and have children, okay, there was nothing where you can pick the sex of your child. Okay, I know they have things now where you can go to a doctor and they can, fiddle with some things, and, you have a better chance of having a boy than a girl. I mean, I understand that, but I'm talking about the child is born and they surgically remove the parts of the child, or add parts to the child depending on which sex the parents decide they want that child to be. That is not of God. That is an abomination. You can disagree with me all you want. You can shake your head all you want. But I'm telling you right now, it's an abomination. And if that goes through, this nation is going to suffer severely for that. Not only that, all of the other things, the late term abortions, now they're talking about afterbirth abortions. My friends, God did not keep his hand over America all of these years, throughout all of these generations, for this kind of stuff to start happening to mankind within these United States, allowing such perversions being performed on human beings. To me, it's no different than some mad scientist kidnapping somebody and hacking away on them. To me, it's no different than that. When you take a child that doesn't know, first grade, second grade, whatever, and you put them in an operating room and you remove their things, that's ungodly. That's sick. So you know what? Maybe, just maybe, America's going to get exactly what it deserves. It's an old saying, it just keeps coming into my mind since this past week. Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. I have spoke on this channel for a long time about God and America removing themselves from God. I have spoke many videos about this exact subject. And you know what? The Lord just might say, that's it. I've had it with America. You have gone down the road of perversion. You have gone down the road of abominations. You have gone down the road of wickedness. You have become such an ungodly nation that I am going to give you exactly what you want. You want this wickedness in the land? Then you're going to have it. And I'm going to tell you, the sad part about it is the Christians in this country will suffer right alongside the people that accept these abominations, that support these perversions, because the Bible clearly tells us that it rains on the just as well as the unjust, meaning just what it says. Meaning bad things happen to good and bad people. And it stems from the choices America makes. You may not think worshiping God is a big deal. You may not think going to church is nothing. You may think I don't need church. You may think all these things, but I'm here to tell you, if God removes his hand from this nation, the suffering that's going to come about will be like nothing we have ever seen. And you know what? The question is, does America deserve it? If Biden and them did not cheat, which I highly doubt it, when the man couldn't even draw flies to his campaign, and then to win by the biggest vote in history, or get the most votes in history, or something like that. If he won fair and square, and it's beyond, the American people accept that, but I don't for now, and a lot of people with me. But let's just say it's fair and square. Okay, that means the majority of this nation, whether it be 1,000 more than the other side or 100,000 more than the other side, it's one more is the majority. So that would mean the majority of America is completely acceptable to these types of perversions and abominations the left is so proud of. Now you have people like the congresswoman from New York tweeting out the other day that we, people that voted for Donald Trump, conservatives, need to be put in re-education camps. Listen to the rhetoric coming forth from their mouths. That is evil, my friends. There's nothing wrong with politically disagreeing with somebody. You know, oh, I think we shouldn't have higher taxes. Oh, well, I think, a little bit of higher taxes would be better because we would get a better school, or we would this or that. That's fine. Okay, that's perfectly fine. That's American. That's American through and through. That is fine. But to start talking about putting people in re-education camps because they don't vote or think the way you do, where have we heard that throughout history? Where have we seen that throughout history? And mind you, this isn't the first time she has tweeted this exact thing. And she's not the only one that said this. Many Democrats on the left say the only way to go forward in America is to re-educate Trump supporters. My friends, that is dangerous. And it goes right along with what I'm saying. Godless America, this is what you get. This is what you get. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. That is so true. That is so true. Now, I'm not saying none of that's going to happen because we don't know the final result. Regardless of what the media says, we don't know. There's a lot of people that's come forward with tantamount of evidence showing, that there has been funny business going on. My problem is this, with all of this, all right? My problem is this with Trump and his fight. If it gets to the Supreme Court, which most likely it's going to, my question is this: do they have the fortitude to make the right decision and not be afraid of the leftist mobs that's already threatened, if he won, to burn cities to the ground? Are they going to go ahead and just cave, even though the president may have insurmountable evidence to prove that he was robbed that night? Or maybe not. But let's just say for now, it seems like it the way they talk, and even people that's not Trump supporters are saying the same thing. Do they have in them what it takes to step forward and say, yes, he was cheated? Yes, we have plenty of evidence to back that up. And whatever happens after that, they overturn the election, or they might have a one-day, in those 5 states, a one-day vote. They might do that. Or will they cave and say, yes, there was problems with the election. Yes, we know there was irregularities in the ballots, in the counting. But, and that but will be a huge but, we think it's in America's best interest to move forward with the current man, meaning Biden, who the media has now deemed the 46th president of the United States of America. That is my question. People think, from what I've been reading the last few days, that he's got a good case. All he's got to do is get to the Supreme Court, and it should be good to go. No, my friends, no. Remember, God is in charge. Remember, God is still in charge and will be. It'll be by God and God only if he moves those Supreme Court justices to do the right thing. It'll be by God's hand that it happens. That's all I can say on that. I mean, this topic's already not even a week old and it's been talked to death. I'm sick of hearing it, to be honest with you. I quit watching the news. I quit. Because until it's over, then it's not over. I remember in year 2000, it was the same thing. It went on for 6 weeks in 2000 before Gore finally conceded. And actually, looking back, he shouldn't have conceded because they found thousands of ballots, if I'm not mistaken, in a dumpster that was for him. But he had already given up, so it was too late. So, never say never. And remember, the media is nothing but liars. We've seen it time and again. They're full of hatred for that president and for every single one of us that voted for him and supported him over the past 4 years. You think Joe Biden could bring up some peace agreements in the Middle East? Do you really think that? Do you think he's going to hold China's feet to the fire? Honestly, I'm asking you, do you think that? The man is and was the most corrupted politician that we've seen. I mean, I seen one quick thing. I seen a video from 1974 when Biden first became a senator. He went on a talk show, and the gentleman asked, you know, is there corruption in American politics? And Biden, believe it or not, he was just a junior senator. As a matter of fact, he was the youngest senator in the Senate at that time. And he said, yes, there is corruption. And the guy asked him about him being corrupt. And he said, everybody can be corrupt. And he also said, when you run for Senate, you have to have a lot of money for the race. And he said, to get that money from them people, you have to promise them things. In other words, they give you the money and you do what they want you to do. He said all of this back in 1974. So he was already cut from that cloth many, many moons ago. You think he's any different after 47 years in D.C.? No. Pray. It's all we can do. Give it to God. I've went on so much longer than I usually do, but God bless everybody. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please pray for me. I am still under the weather. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, wherever you're at in this country, in this wonderful world. And subscribe, like, you know the routine. I will talk to you hopefully much sooner than I did now. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.